We knew Forrest would order iced tea without ice. We knew the confused waitress would say, "Excuse me, sir, did your son say iced tea with no ice?" We knew Dad would explain that Forrest thought that ice diluted the flavor of the tea. Then Dad would joke that Forrest must have ancestors from London. "Who else do you know orders iced tea without ice?" Then he'd rub the top of Forrest's shoulders and tell him, "That's all right, son. The Brits are a fine lot." And pull him closer to say, "It's okay to march to the beat of a different drummer." We knew if Rachel were in a precocious mood, she'd complain, "Why does he order tea that way? It takes too long." Then add, cutting her eyes at me, "That's stupid." Then I would tell her that she was the one with the stupid order. Who gets a cheeseburger at a seafood restaurant anyway? Even though secretly that burger looked pretty good, especially since I really didn't like shrimp. I only ordered it to please Dad and be like Forrest. And then Dad would say, "Now, girls," with his deep, stern voice, and I knew that she'd done it again, got me in trouble when she's the one who'd erred. Then Mom would lift one brow and say softly in her public scolding voice that we had been unkind to one another, unladylike, and plain. And we would get up right then in the middle of the restaurant to apologize and hug one another as instructed. But squabble or not, we knew when the order of iceless tea came, Dad would ponder the tea bag and its life of extremes, how we boil it to get it hot, and then ice it to cool it down, how we make it sweet with sugar, and then make it sour with lemon. Forrest and I would listen intently, even though we heard the story each time we went out to a restaurant, and Rachel, predictably, would roll her eyes. But before the food came, we knew Forrest would beg at least once, "Dad, tell one of your jokes." Dad had so many we thought he should number them, so we would only have to call out the number. But instead, he'd give us a few options, and then usually tell them all. We'd all laugh hard and long, but we knew Forrest and Mom would laugh until they couldn't breathe, and sometimes cry. Most of all, we knew we would have a great time, a highly anticipated expectation we exceeded every summer for 14 years. Until we couldn't. "What's planned is possible," my father taught us at an early age. "Got to get my ducks in a row," Mom said at least daily, as she showed us how to plan your work and work your plan. Set goals, focus, and achieve them, I learned. Our family, individually so different, was united by lessons and traditions that were meant to last a lifetime. But sometimes, the best laid plans simply aren't possible.